It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And on tap tonight, it's the New Orleans Pelicans going up against the Atlanta Hawks at Phillips Arena. Checking out Atlanta, they're in a little bit of a skid now. There's no other way to put it. Whatever momentum they may have had early in the season has gone away here as we've reached the midway point. And you look at the Hawks.
Is that a hawk?
Wow, that's not a healthy hawk.
Okay.
Coach Mike Budenholzer has created an identity and a style of play for this team. Some big roster changes, but they keep trucking right along.
But, you know, he's got the championship pedigree. You know, his time with the Spurs, remember those years when he was, you know, a Spur assistant? So now he's got his own opportunities, and players respect that.
Well, you know, they also respect his knowledge of the game, and, you know, he inspires them, and he promotes great team chemistry.
You want to give me that hawk again?
It sounds like an eagle.
Eagle, hawk, same thing. They
Or a
got
seagull.
wings and they fly.
Yeah, more like a seagull than an eagle. Yeah.
No,
like
not
on the
really like a
beach.
seagull. It's just not like a...
If I go outside right now, 50 hawks will come.
Okay.
You know why? I'm the Birdman. I didn't say that all year.
We're broadcasting from Atlanta as the Hawks take the hardwood here at the Phillips Arena. We're happy to have you with us for 2K Sports midweek presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and on the sideline, David Aldridge. And, of course, Dennis Schroeder. Without his presence, they'll have to overcome the hole there.
And to say the deal changes the look and the feel of this franchise, quite frankly, is stating the obvious. They are a vastly different team than they were just a few days ago, obviously looking long-term rather than short.
And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, guys, the NBA Players Union recently voted unanimously to fund health care insurance for retired players. Now, Chris Paul, the Players Association's president, said, "We're in this position because of the hard work of the men who came before us. It's important that we take care of our extended NBA family and ensure the well-being of our predecessors." Kevin?
Thanks, DA. A true sign of how caring the NBA is, always looking out for the retired players. And as we get into the meat of the NBA season, wear and tear starting to factor in for rotation players. So just how hard can playing 36 minutes a night, every game be in a body?
Yeah, you know, it's a lot of wear and tear, and a lot of times you get a chance to see it at the end of the season in the playoffs. So if you can keep some of these star players and all players around 36, 35, 34, and then let them play a little bit longer in playoffs, that's what you're trying to do as a coaching staff.
I'm looking back here. You played almost 40 minutes a game back in the late 90s. Wow.
That's why I'm sitting here right next to you right now, Kevin.
Yeah, that's right. Now let's take a look at the starters for New Orleans. We've got Mirotic. Anthony Davis is out there with Randall. Then there's Elfrid Payton, and it's Holiday in at the 2. Davis, the pass to Payton. Back to Davis. Shot clock at 6. Offensive rebound. Another shot. And at last, they get one to fall.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways, and that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
They grab their own miss. Can't get the reverse layup to fall. For New Orleans, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And Holiday kicks to Davis. That one off the back iron and out.
Well, not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
And here's Prince outside. Atlanta gets it back. And Davis sends it back.
He's got that huge wingspan, and boy, does he use it well on the defensive end. If Davis is within shouting distance of the shooter, there's a good chance he'll get a hand on it.
Now here's Prince. 17 points for him last game against San Antonio.
And he did great work on the defensive end, too, with 3 steals on the night.
Bazemore with it. He's defended by Randall. Collins dishes to Lynn. Bazemore for 3. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Bazemore's got his first 3 points of the game.
And the lid comes off the basket after 4 straight misses. They finally get one.
Here's Payton. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, way to play in attack mode and get to the line.
And the Hawks with an unselfish offensive style. Players in motion, a lot of spacing, and Steve Smart shot selection.
Yeah, it is. But what they really need is they need more shooters and playmakers. They don't have enough of them. Right now, their offense is predicated on guys who have a high skill level.
2 shots.
No good on that one. Well, Smitty, you look at Coach Bud, Mike Budenholzer of the Hawks. You got to love the equal opportunity offensive style he employs.
Yes, right out of the San Antonio Spurs playbook, a lot of passing. They talk about we want to get a great shot, not a good shot. Unselfish basketball.
Good on the second free throw. Atlanta's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Dedmon passes to Lynn. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. There's the pick, and there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, and those illegal screens have really become a point of emphasis for the officials.
Yeah, so many of these can go either way. Very difficult for the screener to stay 100% motionless.
Payton kicks to Holiday. 3-pointer. Here's Davis. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Davis has got his second basket of the night.
If there's a list of the best inside scorers in the NBA, Davis has got to be right at the top. When he gets his hands on the ball down low, you might as well just count it.
For Atlanta, they've gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. Now here's Bazemore, guarded by Holiday. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Kent Bazemore, a 6'5" wing with a almost 7-foot wingspan. That gives him some versatility. Able to defend 1 through 3.
That free throw, no good. And Kent Bazemore, a former lefty Drizzell, Defensive Player of the Year at Old Dominion.
Well, he takes pride on that side of the ball. On that defensive end, he loves it. That's what's got him here today.
And he's good on the second.
You know, he was undrafted out of Old Dominion. Ken Bazemore has come a long way. Didn't get much run his first few years in the league, but now he's an impact player.
Now here's Payton. He's coming off a 13-point game against Boston.
He also was very good distributing the basketball, keeping guys involved and engaged all night. Punishing the smaller man inside. Just good fundamental basketball.
Lynn dishes to Collins. Lynn the pass to Collins. And the layup's good off the glass.
And Lynn is just fearless, always looking to get as close to the bucket as he can.
Outside Holiday. And Mirotic kicks to Holiday. No one near Payton as he lets it go. Offline with his 3.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Here's Lynn. It's rebounded by New Orleans. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
And they had a ton of missed opportunities at the foul line. That's always a game changer.
Even if you do come away with the win, you've made it a lot harder than it should have been. But that night, they just couldn't overcome it.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Drew Holiday.
He's only listed at 6'4", but Holiday plays bigger than that. That's the case on D more than anywhere else. He can guard 3 positions, and there's a lot of value in that.
Both free throws good from Holiday. For Atlanta, they come in off the loss to San Antonio.
Yeah, guys, they were forcing it a bit in that one and shot a relatively low percentage because of it.
But you have to give them credit for being aggressive. The problem is they played too much hero ball. You have to be willing to make the extra pass.
Now, here is Mirotic. He's playing a pretty big role for him at the offensive end, averaging about 12.5 points a game.
Never lacking for confidence. Nikola Mirotic, a seasoned veteran of European play. If he has the ball, he's looking for a shot.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. Hey, Steve, Mirotic came over to the NBA. He had an immediate impact and showed a lot of promise to grow. Unfortunately, he has been stagnant since his strong rookie season. Any idea why?
Mirotic is just a bit of what you see, what you get kind of player. Not terribly consistent game to game or shot to shot. Can stretch the floor, but doesn't give you much else.
He hits the second from the line. The Hawks trail by 4. Then the pass to Dedmon. Now here's Bazemore. Tight defense on him. Just 5 on the clock. And the dunk by Bazemore.
Not to be deterred. Excellent elevation here off the drive. Bazemore showing good explosiveness.
Randall, a screen on Lynn. Davis in the corner. Collins grabs the miss.
And that was an easy one there, just a missed opportunity.
If you give it to him, he'll take that shot every time down the floor. I'm sure he's kicking himself.
Now here's Randall after Jeremy Lin's miss. Second chance shot. Randall no good.
And on some plays, everything goes your way except for the finish.
Now here's Bazemore, guarded by Holiday. Collins, the shot goes down and he gets this game back to even. Collins has got his first points of the night.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
That one good for 2.
Well, you love the fearless, aggressive attitude. Doesn't let size matter.
The minute you back down, everyone can sense it. Then you're in trouble.
Now here's Bazemore, guarded by Holiday. They set the pick. Bazemore dishes to Dedmon. Pass to Lynn. He kicks to Collins. Lets it go from 11. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn.
And really, Lynn has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
Down low, here's Holiday. Bazemore grabs the miss. Hawks have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. In a wide open look for Lynn. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Lynn. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for the Pelicans.
And no doubt they relied upon that three-point shot to provide a big chunk of their scoring. That's been a trend in the modern NBA, and they took that philosophy and ran with it.
There's the pass to Clark. With the floater, the shot, no good. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Bazemore inside the three-point line. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
And here's some numbers on Bazemore. How his last 10 games have gone. He's averaging 11 points a game, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
You need guys who understand their roles. Carry them out without complaint. Everything he does is for the team.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Plumlee is checked in for Collins. Justin Anderson comes in for Taurean Prince. And it's Bembry in for Kent Bazemore. Clark kicks to Ajinça. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Delaney, the pass to Plumlee. Plumlee with the screen. Knocked away. Here's Moore. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. While we have a break, we can see which teams have made the most of their second chance opportunities over the last 10 games. In the third spot, the Hawks.
Really something to see. Their effort on the offensive glass has just led to so many second chance opportunities.
That's good from Moore. Now, Smitty, be honest. When you're watching these games on TV or in person, how much do you miss playing the game?
You know I do, Kevin. I've always had that in my bones. But I think as of now, the last 2 or 3 years, as a guy that can shoot the ball a little bit, I wonder and dream and pray if I could have got a chance to shoot 15, 18 threes. So I love it, but I know my time is over, but I would love to shoot that many threes.
And so Moore nails both of them.
Yeah, a lot of whistles here early, as well as foul trouble starting to be an issue.
Delaney kicks to Plumlee. Bembry the pass to Delaney. There's the pick. And here's Anderson for 3. Sinks the triple. Anderson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. New Orleans has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Over to the wing. Moore up top. Bembry with the rebound. Atlanta's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. And it's good for 2. And the Hawks lead by 1. Well, for New Orleans, shooting well off their usual numbers, around 29% so far. Clark kicks to Diallo. Here's Clark. Len grabs the board.
When you miss a lay-in, it sort of sucks the energy out of your team.
Plumlee, no luck. Now here's Moore. Five to shoot. Down low. Here's Ajinça. No good on the shot. And Atlanta will come the other way. Their last encounter was in New Orleans, where they were able to handle the Pelicans.
And the previous meeting was a win for them and a huge day for the bench. The reserves really stepped it up with their scoring.
Getting good production from the reserves on a daily basis is a key ingredient to any team's success. The mid-range game is becoming more of a lost art, but not for this guy.
Delaney, the pass to Plumlee. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. And how is the West shaping up, guys? Well, let's take a moment here to check it out now that the mid-season grind is well underway. We'll take a look at the Warriors, earning the first place position with a terrific record. And we've seen them perform splendidly pretty much all season long so far, and they're definitely the team to beat. And checking out New Orleans, they have a lot of ground to make up.
And I think for New Orleans, they're in the mix for a playoff spot, which is definitely a positive. But I'm sure they'd like to have had their hands around that spot a little tighter than they do.
I agree. They're not going to be able to coast. They're going to have to battle their way into the postseason. But maybe they'll toughen up by the time the playoffs arrive.
Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
And we've just seen them make mistakes on back-to-back trips. Both those turnovers could have been avoided.
New Orleans leading by 3. Moore with it. Throws it up high.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him. Atlanta's gone 2 of 4 from beyond the arc to start the game. Delaney kicks to Len. Len, a screen. And there's a minute 45 left in the first quarter. And once again off the mark by Atlanta. Their offense has been great here.
Yeah, the ball movement has been terrific, and they've kept the defense off balance.
Here's Clark. 17 points for him last game against Boston. Here's Moore. And the shot no good, a bit short.
Looking a little tentative on a very makeable shot. And this one was uncontested.
Wasted no time on that one. Anderson's got 5 now. New Orleans has gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Ajinça dishes to Clark. New Orleans moving it around. Diallo the pass to Liggins. Feeds it to Clark. 6 to shoot. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Passes it to Delaney. To the paint. He's looking for Plumlee and finds him. Comes up empty down low. New Orleans leading by 5. 30 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Liggins, and he goes in for the dunk.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
That's what happens when you get an excellent screen like that. He had plenty of space to slash right toward the basket.
And so it's Atlanta with it, following the score by New Orleans. And here's Anderson from the arc. They get it back. Len, good. Len's got his first 2 points of the night.
Second chance opportunities. The great equalizer.
And that concludes the first quarter of play. Pelicans ahead. They lead by 5. 2K Sports back in a moment here at Phillips Arena in Atlanta. And Jeremy Lin, a player who's come a long way in his time in this league, from going undrafted out of Harvard to where he is now. He says he remains very grateful.
I wasn't sure, if my career would ever pan out the way I was hoping for, or if I would be able to stay in the NBA. And so for me to be here playing, to be able to know I'm going to play in the game, in an NBA game, it's just, it's pretty cool.
Well, in a game filled with some pretty big egos, there are also guys like that who are living the dream in their own very grateful way. Lin has certainly seen the highs and the lows.
And Kevin, not everyone's a superstar and certain of their future. Sometimes you get to be a superstar for a brief moment in time, but this game has a way of humbling people, even those who started out humble, like Lin.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
I mean, a solid first quarter, especially looking at that plus turnover ratio.
Take care of the basketball, being disruptive on D. That combination has them out in front.
Miles Plumlee out there with Alex Len. Then there's Anderson, and it's Bembry in at the 2 spot. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Here's Bembry. Pulls up on the elbow. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Second quarter, and we're just over a minute in. Here's Clark. Over to the left wing. And Moore kicks to Clark. Back to Moore. Fires the 3. Rebound, Atlanta. Left side, Anderson. Goes back up. And the layup is good. Anderson's got 7.
His combination of energy and anticipation showing up on the offensive glass.
The dish to Ajinça. Plumlee with the steal. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Plumlee with the ball. Doesn't go for him. And New Orleans will come the other way. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. That'll be a home game. That'll be the first of 2 straight at home. Here's Diallo. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. Down low. Ajinça dishes to Liggins. To the middle. Stolen by Len. Stolen by Len. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. Here's Anderson. And fouled as he went up to the dunk. Good aggressive move, and he'll shoot 2.
And that's really just smart basketball. You send a poor foul shooter to the line.
For Atlanta, they have shot 2 free throws, and they're 1 of 2 so far. The first one falls. Well, Smitty, we're in an era where there are just a handful of absolutely unreal scorers in the league, but if you had to pick one who makes it look the easiest or the best, who's your pick?
You're right. You have so many guys, Harden, Durant, Westbrook. But the one guy I think it makes it look the easiest, I would probably have to say Klay Thompson, because he doesn't need anything but to catch and shoot. And he's getting not just 20s and 30s, but he can go off for 60, 50s and 60s. That's the guy that makes it look the easiest.
Davis sets a screen. And Holiday kicks to Payton. Goes up on the block. Tries again. Randall passes to Davis. Lays it up off the glass. Davis has got 6 points.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
All right, a chance to check out the stats for Dedmon. A wonderful string of games he's put together here lately. Averaging about 7 points, 15 rebounds, and 3.5 blocks. And not many players possess his kind of ability to protect the rim. I mean, you look at the block total, pretty remarkable.
All shots he's changed just by challenging them. Such a luxury to have someone like this as your last line of defense.
Prince is checked in for the Hawks.
Well, you know, they're in the lead, but he's still been frustrated from an offensive standpoint. You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
Now here is Holiday. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Celtics in Boston. Payton, that's good.
I mean, defensively, you have to close out harder than that.
There's the feed to Collins. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Julius Randle picks one up. The Hawks shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
He's off on the first. And the second free throw, good. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. Lynn against Payton. Mirotic dishes to Holiday. Payton outside. Collins grabs the miss. Collins has got 6 rebounds here tonight. From deep, Prince. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
For New Orleans, they have shot 75% at the stripe, 6 of 8.
Not really where you'd like to be as a team in terms of free throw shooting, just about 73%.
Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. Both free throws good from Randall. So it's the Hawks now. 7-point differential. Lynn kicks to Collins. Pass to Bazemore. They set the screen. Inside, Dedmon. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 3 assists now in this one. Pelicans leading by 5. Davis sets a screen. Holiday, the pass to Mirotic. Here's Payton. And the Pelicans miss again.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Lynn dishes to Dedmon. Hawks passing it around. Prince against Mirotic. Clock at 4. Lynn, that's a 2-pointer. Hawks working now with a fresh shot clock. And Bazemore kicks to Dedmon. Goes back up. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Randall's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Mirotic. Here's Davis. And he makes the bucket, drew contact, and gets the whistle too.
He's just one of those guys who just knows how to generate offense regardless of the situation.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
And his average at the line stands at about 79% right now. So solid numbers in that department.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. 1 shot.
And that one falls for Anthony Davis. And the league has taken some measure to keep the pace of the game going, which I think is good. Getting players to the court more quickly after timeouts. Just carving some seconds. Sometimes they add up over the course of a game to make it seem faster, to keep the rhythm of the game. You like that direction, Steve?
I love that direction, especially for the fan to get a chance to watch it. I love all the little, like you said, nuances to keep this game moving. I would love to see, even when a coach calls a timeout, if he doesn't want to take the time, that they can continue to keep playing, if both coaches agree, just to have a timeout, because sometimes you just want to have a break. You might want to turn it over. You call a timeout, you don't have to have it strategized. Just keep playing.
Here's Prince, following the basket by Julius Randle. Back to Lynn. He tries for 3. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans.
I'll tell you, he just hasn't been able to get it done on the offensive end. It's kind of dragged down the team.
Randall, a chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
A classic 3-and-D guy. Bazemore this time showing his chops from mid-range.
Now here is Holiday. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Payton passes to Mirotic. Here's Holiday. It's deflected. Now Bazemore. 8 points for him. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Payton against Len. Davis with a screen on Len. Payton drives in. Terrific design on the pick foot, and he lays it in. Payton's got the lead up to 8 now for New Orleans. Atlanta's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Bazemore dishes to Prince. To the middle. It's stolen by Randall. And Holiday kicks to Davis. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. And that's now 11 points for Davis.
His temperature is rising. I mean, it is rising.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
Yeah, the amount of points they've given up here in the paint, that's what they got to talk about.
You know, for the most part, their perimeter D is holding up, but they might have to sacrifice some of that to close down the lane.
The Hawks trail by 10. And here is Lynn. He had 15 points last outing. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And Lynn has really carved out a nice role for himself in our league. An effective two-way player who can score, rebound, pass, and defend.
The Hawks have shot 67% from the line tonight, going 4-6. The first free throw is good.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
So he gets them both. Pelicans leading by 8. Now here's Payton. He's got 6. Randall kicks to Davis. And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last. And now with this break, here are the premier glass cleaners among rookies over the course of the past month. The Hawks shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. Lynn kicks to Prince. There's a screen. Foul on the play, basket counts, so it'll be a 3-point play chance.
Now you have to respect the concentration level of Lynn there. Just doesn't get rattled on his shot when the D whacks it.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far. And that one misses.
After having no trips to the free throw line in the first period, he's being much more aggressive now.
Randall with the ball. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Celtics in Boston. Off target with the free throw line, Jay.
And you see why his reputation is so strong defensively. He allows no separation.
And so many defenses are not designed to take away the mid-range jumper, but he's given nothing away.
And here are the Pelicans now, following the three by Atlanta. Outside Holiday. Davis sets a screen. Off the screen and off the front iron, and in it goes. Holiday's got 6 points.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
A nice shot by Lynn.
And Lynn plays with a real edge. When he's driving inside, he looks determined to beat everyone to the basket.
Davis sets a screen. Holiday, the pass to Payton. Outside, Davis. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And this is his second trip to the line in the game.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And the first one drops.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
And the Hawks with a completely new group on the floor. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Diallo, he's checked in for Julius Randle. DeAndre Liggins checks in for Mirotic. Ian Clark's checked in for Drew Holiday. And it's Etuan Moore checking in for Payton. And so Anthony Davis nails both of them.
It's a luxury to have a big man who can shoot free throws this way.
Delaney kicks to Len. Back to Delaney. Shoots from 12. He can't get it to go. So the Pelicans will take it the other way. Here's Liggins. Plumlee with the rebound.
That's just 2 tough competitors meeting right at the rim. Someone, in my opinion, had to lose.
Bembry misses.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. And let's check out the stats for Liggins. How last month turned out for him? Averaging about 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And the numbers won't wow you, but I like the effort he brings to the table each and every night.
You need guys who understand their roles. Carry them out without complaint. Everything he does is for the team.
Takes the 13-footer. Plumlee, no luck. New Orleans leading by 5. Moore outside. To the inside. Davis down low. He's guarded by Plumlee. They grab their own miss. Shot clock at 4, and Davis gets it to go. Davis has got 11 points in the quarter.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Here's Plumlee. That doesn't go in either for Plumlee. New Orleans has gone 1 of 4 from 3-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them.
Wow! I can't believe that one.
That was incredible.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there. Len passes to Bembry. Plumlee dishes to Anderson. And once again off the mark by Atlanta.
Yeah, just a solid job on the backboard. They are really controlling the inside.
Pass to Diallo. And Moore kicks to Diallo. New Orleans moving it around. Liggins dishes to Davis. Just 5 on the clock. From down in the low post, it goes.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you'd think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
And here's Anderson for 3. Anderson can't get that one to fall.
Rough start to this game. Hits one bucket in the first and nothing here in the second.
Near the three-point line, it's Moore off the mark with the little step back Johnny. Inside, trying to get back on track, and count it. He'll head to the line with a chance to make it 3.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
The Hawks have shot 67% from the line, going 6 of 9.
One shot behind the legs.
Free throw, good, Anderson. Here's Clark. Gets it off and released it in time, but it's off the mark. Anthony Davis firing on all cylinders for the New Orleans Pelicans. His work on the glass was outstanding in that quarter. Great rebounding. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Alfred, how big is defense going to be in the second half to help you get this win?
It's going to be big. That's what it's going to come down to. Defense wins games.
It certainly does, Alfred. Thank you. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here. Got Shaq, got Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you back to the halftime show on 2K Sports. A tremendous game we're seeing from Anthony Davis. He ended up with 17 points, 12 rebounds, and 1 block. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. What did you think, Shaq, about New Orleans?
Well, the first half belonged to the Brow. Anthony Davis has the shot blocking and rebounding of a big man. It's his offensive skill that really sets him apart. Got the touch, he got the handles. He's something special.
Talk to me, Kenny. How did you think Atlanta played?
Percentage-wise, they were in the low 30s. That's right, low 30s from beyond the arc. That won't get it done. Every team in the league now relies on some level of consistent production from the three-point line. But if you've dug yourself a hole and you aren't a three-point shooting team, that needs to change.
That's it for halftime, as the second half is just about to get underway.
And we welcome you back with a look at Phillips Arena, such a terrific location here in the heart of downtown Atlanta. And the second half about to start here in just a few moments. You look at Anthony Davis in this game, he's been everywhere.
Yeah, and the fact he's posted a double-double with about half the game left to play, that's impressive.
He's been one of, if not the hardest worker over the first 2 quarters. His tenacity has been the difference.
So it's Atlanta now, trailing here by 8. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. On the floor for Alvin Gentry as we get into the second half. Elfrid Payton is out there with Holiday. Then it's Anthony Davis. Then it's Julius Randle. And it's Mirotic in at the 3. That's good from Holiday on the assist from Mirotic. Holiday's got the opening bucket to start the second half for New Orleans. Lynn kicks to Dedmon. Dishes it to Bazemore. He feeds it to Lynn. Out to the wing. Dedmon passes to Lynn. 4 on the clock. Bazemore for 3. The shot, no good. Excellent D there from Holiday.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
And that one is good. And it's 6 points for Julius Randle. Here's Prince. And if you're just joining us, we played over a minute here in the third. Up off the screen. Oh, and he blocks it off the glass. Wow. Holiday inside the line. Another miss by Holiday. The Hawks trail by 12. From deep, Prince. Another miss by Prince.
You know, he really is forcing it right now. This has been a frustrating night for him.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That free throw good from Randall. Both free throws good from Randall. Third quarter of basketball. We're about a minute and a half in. Now Lynn. He's got 8. Over Randall. Lynn's shot is off.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
The Hawks trail by 14.
You know, the 7-footer Dwayne Dedmon was a late bloomer to this game. His mother didn't let him play sports early on, but when he turned 18, though, he decided he wanted to pursue basketball.
Holiday dishes to Davis. Davis sets a screen. Out to Payton. Shot clock at 6. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Out left to the wing. No one near Randall as he lets it go. That's in there. Davis with the assist. And for most 7-footers, the game finds them. Coaches and scouts search out kids with special physical gifts like Dwayne Dedmon.
He's had to make up for lost time, but he made it. Last season, the most consistent playing time of his career. The Spurs coaching staff bringing him up to speed.
Well, something you never like to see, but guys, he definitely looks hurt.
And I feel like we see this all too often. Injuries, they play such a big part of the game.
Well, the explosive moments, the quick change of direction, a lot of stress put on the body.
New Orleans making a switch here. Agins is checked in. Shoots from the right block. Mirotic's shot is off. The Hawks trail by 13. Bazemore on the wing. Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Right side, Lynn. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Dedmon. Here's Collins. Rebound by Aginsa. Aginsa's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Atlanta's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now or to try at least draw some fouls?
And we can look quickly at a group of rookies having a very good run, the top scoring first-year players in the NBA for the past 10 games. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. And here's Bazemore. 8 points for him. There's a good screen. Randall against Collins. Drops in the layup for 2. Collins has got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
No one rotating over to help on the mismatch. Easy lay-in.
Payton kicks to Randall. He dishes it to Mirotic. Banked in off the glass. Mirotic has got 5.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Now here's Bazemore, and he can be counted on to put some points on the board every night. He's averaging right around 13.5 points a game.
And let's take a look at some numbers for Randall. He's right around 9 points a night, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists. And what sets him apart is his rebounding. And as you can see, he's been in peak form.
You know what? It's part effort, part instincts. You see teams trying to keep a body or two on him, but that's easier said than done.
Mirotic against Prince. Mirotic's shot is off.
I appreciate the attack mindset, but with the defense tracking him down, it was probably better to kick that one out.
It's taken away by Payton. And here we go. Payton heading to the hoop. That one drops for him. He's got 8, and that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. The Hawks trail by 17. Lynn the pass to Dedmon. Payton on the double team. Kicks it to Collins. And the pass to Bazemore. Outside, Lynn from past the arc. Here's Collins. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Mirotic has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. A chance here to get a quick injury report. And now let's check in with David Aldridge to see how Anthony Davis is doing. David.
Hey, Kevin, I chatted briefly with the head athletic trainer for New Orleans. After taking a look, he informed me that it doesn't look too bad. He won't return to the game, and he may not see the floor for a couple of games afterwards so he can heal up. Kevin, definitely tough news for them.
Thanks for checking in, DA. Injuries are always tough to deal with, but they're just a fact of life in the NBA.
And he'll have a lot of support as he goes through the recovery process. They want him back as soon as possible.
And we know how much better they'll be as a team when he's out of those street clothes and back in uniform.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Bazemore dishes to Lynn, looking to end the run. Goes back up. And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2. The Hawks have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game.
Shooting 2.
That one is off. So both teams making some changes here. And he sinks the second. Well, in the last half-decade or so, the NBA, Steve, has realized the true value of the corner 3, and now offenses all over the league are designed to take advantage of it. Part of that is because it's just closer to the rim than any other three-pointer.
Yeah, you're right, and you should. I mean, when you have a three-point arc, yes, the corner threes are going to be shorter, and it's harder from a guy to shoot it from straight on. But when you have a guy that can shoot it straight on, you can see the dynamics of a team defensively. It's hard to cover. But I don't think the NBA should widen the court because of the value of the corner 3. That's a part of the game.
Should the lane be widened? Should we talk about the court and making all the threes the same length? What about the lane?
Well, I think you can widen the lane if you change the defensive rules, because right now you're allowed to play zone. If you went back to man-to-man, yes, I think you should widen it. But when teams are allowed to play zone, I think the value of keeping it the same helps the defense a little bit more.
Lenz checked in for Atlanta. Anderson comes in for Taurean Prince. Atlanta's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Banbury kicks to Plumlee. Lays it up and banks it in.
Nice interior passing, and then the strong finish.
New Orleans leading by 22. Moore with it. Passes it to Diallo. Here's Clark. Whistle on the play. Bucket's good. He'll go to the line.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
One shot. One shot.
And that one falls for Clark. Here's Delaney. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. He kicks it to Plumlee. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. Let's check out the Eastern Conference standings now that we're in the new year. Take a look at the Cavaliers. Quite a season they've assembled here, guys. Perched up there in first place and playing terrific basketball game in and game out. And, of course, Atlanta just way behind.
And, you know, right now for Atlanta, this season has to really become a wake-up call for them moving forward. If they didn't recognize before this year that they didn't have the talent to compete in this league, they sure as heck better recognize it now.
I'm sure they do, because it's obvious that the way this team is currently constructed just isn't working. Changes have to be made, and they can't wait too long to make them.
Atlanta's shooting poorly, just 35% so far. Delaney kicks to Len. Here's Bembry. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Delaney, the pass to Anderson. Clock at 6. Here's Delaney. But they'll get another chance.
Wow, another opportunity. Just everything going their way. Pretty much the story of this game. I like to see that. Taking it up strong in traffic.
Here's Clark. 5 points in the game. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart for Lynn.
And every time he's pulled up from deep and let it fly, it's found a way to catch iron. Not sure if it is something with his release or the defense is bothering him on his threes, but I would expect him to attack the rim a bit just to kind of mix things up.
The Hawks shooting terrible so far in the second half, down around 26%. Len, a screen. Delaney kicks to Len. Feeds it to Anderson. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor. New Orleans leading by 23. Moore dishes to Ajinça. Now the feed to Liggins. Here's Moore. And it's Clark in the corner. Now the dish to Ajinça. Over Len, and that one is good from Ajinça. Ajinça's got his 3rd basket of the night.
You like how he uses his height there.
Sure, working the in-between area. Not many guys with the length to bother him.
It's stolen by Ajinça. Here's Moore. That one a little long.
I'll tell you what, his shot's off, but the rest of the team is on. That's why they're still winning.
Moore's gone. Only 1 of 7 here from the field. Atlanta calls timeout.
It's hard to disagree with the timeout here, as the team badly needs to regain focus. They're out of sync offensively, way too many turnovers, and looking frustrated. They need to get back to their pace, their brand of basketball.
And this is what you got to do. I mean, if it ain't working, call timeout, try to figure out what you can do to fix the problem.
You know, also, it's just a chance to take a breath, regroup, get your mind set, and come back out fresh.
And while we have a chance, here are the teams that have swatted away the most shots this season. 5th on the list, the Pelicans.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
Diallo kicks to Moore. 4 on the shot clock. And another 3 for New Orleans.
And there's where if you get some room, you kind of have to take that shot to keep the defense honest.
Pass to Plumlee. Plumlee sets the pick for Anderson. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Plumlee, the pass to Delaney. Back to Plumlee. Anderson wide open. They get it back. Here's Len. Pass to Bembry. And Plumlee kicks to Anderson. Plumlee sets the pick for Anderson. Anderson the screen. We've got 1:28 left in the third. Here's Delaney. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Liggins the pass to Diallo. And it's sent back by Plumlee. Here's Anderson. The second chance effort. Len's shot is off. New Orleans has gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Plays it up and in on the nice reverse. Moore's got 9 points.
Now we can say it. He's a completely different shooter this half. Much more confidence, much more success.
It's Anderson with the drive. Here's Len. Their offense stone cold. Another miss there. Here's Moore. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Moore's got 9 points now in just the second half.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Anderson the screen. Back to Delaney. And Anderson has it in the corner. Anderson can't get that one to fall. Moore outside. And the pass to Diallo. Clark for 3, and it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. New Orleans on top, running away with it. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. Let's take a listen now to Alvin Gentry.
Hey, let's keep it up, guys. Just keep running, though. We can get out in the open court and run all we want, all right?
Alvin Gentry satisfied with some of what he's seeing, but would like his guys to pick up the pace.
And there have been some opportunities in transition that they have yet to capitalize on. May have cost them some points.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. We've got Plumlee, and it's Dorsey in at the shooting guard position. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. And the new CBA hammered out, Smitty, last season between the league and the players. It really seemed to get done. Adam Silver, a terrific job. Chris Paul leading the players' side. They got together early and seemed to be much more cordial in their negotiations. I think that's a wonderful sign.
I think the game is in good hands right now, and I was happy from, like you said, from the league side and the players' union side. You said it best, Kevin. They got together early, and that's why I think it was seamless. And the game right now is going so well, and they didn't mess it up, and I'm happy about it.
And you know what? I'll even go on. I'll take it one step further. I don't know if there's a professional league in the world right now that is in better shape in almost every aspect than the NBA. What do you think?
I totally agree, Kevin. Right now, we have a magical time right now in the NBA. Things are running well on the court and off the court.
Both free throws good from Crawford.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
The Hawks shooting 32% overall right now, not one of their better showings. Hill against Anderson. Here's Dorsey. A three-pointer is right on target.
Tough screen set there, and the defense was not prepared for it.
And the Pelicans shooting it pretty well, close to 50%. On the wing, Jackson, covered by Maggette. Outside, Hill. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And with the business of basketball booming, most players are afforded a pretty lavish lifestyle. There's no doubt, and not only the NBA, but in all sports, certainly a blessing. But Smitty, are there downsides to all that notoriety, all that money, all that lavishness?
Yeah, it is, Kevin. I think the downside is, one, you can't live that lifestyle if it's lavish for the rest of your life. And I think, second, it takes away. You are a public figure right now. You have to understand that. And that's the downside. Being able to go out with your family, being able to go out to a restaurant, you got to understand, yes, there's going to be fans everywhere, and it takes away from that. So I think that's the two things for me is guys got to understand that lifestyle doesn't last. And I think also, personally, it takes away from what you can do out in public.
Julius Randle's checked in for New Orleans. Both free throws good from Hill. Now Maggette. Fourth quarter just getting started. 1 minute in the books. And here's Anderson from the arc. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Randle's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Hill kicks to Crawford. Picked by Randle. Passes to Diallo. Jackson from long range. Rebound Atlanta. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. There's the triple. Drills the three-pointer. Dorsey's got a pair of threes here in the fourth quarter for the Hawks.
Yeah, that's 2 straight three-pointers they've allowed.
Jackson drives in, and Jackson throws it down hard.
And guys, how fun is it watching this fella just go to work?
Greg, it's not every point guard who can climb the ladder like he can.
Not at all.
You might look at him and think he can't get up, but he finds a way to consistently surprise the D by rising way above them time after time.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Plumlee, and Collins subbed in for Anderson. Well, the NBA has taken great strides to ensure a competitive balance, Steve, over the past decades, but they have a long way to go to achieve complete parity. I don't know that it can ever be done. How do you feel about the current competitive balance of the league right now?
You know, I think it's good, but Kevin, you're totally right. You can't get complete parity. You're going to have injuries, and I think when you have injuries, it changes the whole dynamic of these teams. So far, so good for me. I think there's a lot of balance. Good teams are good for a while, and then it always shifts and changes. I think we're in good hands right now. And you have to like the location of this pass. Gives it to him where he can do something with it.
Maggette dishes to Collins. Over Jackson. Collins, good.
The defense has to know not to put a smaller defender on a player of his caliber.
For New Orleans, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. Jackson passes to Mirotic. Back to Jackson. Mirotic, the screen. A leaner. Collins grabs the miss. Atlanta's gotten off 4 three-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Dishes to Maggette. And stolen by Mirotic. Here's Randle, and Randle throws it down.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal. And then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
When your defense translates into offense, it's a beautiful thing.
There's the screen. And Dorsey kicks to Maggette. Hawks passing it around. 4 on the clock. The 3. Offensive rebound, feeds to Dorsey. Collins kicks to Maggette. Collins, a screen on Jackson. The dish now to Collins. Pass to Dorsey. Second chance shot. And with the new TV deals, we've seen players' salaries and caps certainly skyrocketing. What does that do in affecting relationships among the players, between the players? within a team?
I think, Kevin, when guys are happy, obviously with their salaries, they play better. But I think also it can affect sometimes. Let's talk about it team-wise. You have a guy that's not playing at the level that you thought he would be playing. Because of the numbers, it's going to be harder and harder to move some of those guys. Then you have a guy that's playing better than a guy that's making a lot of money. He's going to expect, and some of these teams are not going to be able to play, so you're going to see a lot of movement. And I'm back in our day, Kevin, my day, you didn't see that much movement. Because of these skyrocketing salaries, I think now it's going to be more and more movement.
And Steve, with the new deal signed between players and the league, it'll be, I think, easier for teams that have drafted and developed a player now to keep that player and not lose them to more money to another team.
You're totally right. I think guys getting drafted and they can play, they will definitely be there for years and years because they can make the most money with their teams respectively.
Hawks have gone 3 of 6 from the field so far in the fourth quarter. Maggette kicks to Collins. Maggette outside. He feeds it to Dorsey. He dishes it to Dedmon. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession.
I mean, clearly not on the same page right there. You hate to give away possessions.
And it's the Pelicans' ball. They're on a 10-2 run here. Picked by Randall. Crawford outside. Randall kicks to Crawford. Back to Randall. It's Dedmon with the rebound. Dedmon's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Lets it go from 11. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Smitty, with your perspective from your years in the league, as you watch the game now, what are some of the things you most enjoy watching or paying attention to when you watch an NBA game?
I think different. Back in my day, it was more of the 1, 2, the third option. Guys on the team, they got the basketball the majority of the time. I love the way now guys move the basketball around. It gets to the 5th option, and those guys are a threat. And also, those guys knock down more big shots now. Not just the superstars. So just watching the game evolve to more of a team game, it's a joy to watch, Kevin.
Is there better coaching now, do you think, overall, Steve, than when you played? And that's not an indictment of the coaches that you had, but is there more of it now? Is there better coaching or bigger staffs for sure?
I think it was better coaching back in my day, but I think the philosophies have changed right now. I think they have better philosophies on how to approach the game, but I think overall it was better coaching in my day.
That's a very good answer. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. The Pelicans have gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. Jackson against Maggette. It's stolen. Kicks to Collins. The feed to Dedmon. It's deflected. Crawford outside. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Crawford.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Atlanta's gone a disappointing 2 of 6 on 3-point attempts here in the fourth. And Dorsey kicks to Maggette. There's the pick. Here's Dorsey, guarded by Crawford, to the right side. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. The Hawks again can't hit.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Well, you always hear about a player working extra hard in the offseason when they're approaching free agency, or how much truth is there to the idea, Steve, of a player doing more in a contract year, trying harder?
Well, you hear it. I mean, you're here teammates. You're here guys, competitors. You hear us analysts saying, when there's a contract year for a lot of guys, and you look at a guy putting in a little bit more effort. I think the guy that you respect the most is when they play the same way all the time, whether it's a contract year or the first year. But a lot of guys do ramp it up and make more shots when it's a contract year.
But that's human nature, don't you think? I mean, if you know there's a prize at the end, the harder you work. If there's a big test at the end of the week, you study harder. I mean, I would just think that's just human nature.
It is, and I think for instance, the teams and general managers, you have to do your homework to understand the type of player that you're paying for a long time.
He's off on the first. And he sinks the second. And the Hawks with possession here. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
They grab their own miss. Out of bounds, New Orleans will take possession. New Orleans has gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Jackson against Maggette. Jackson dishes to Randall. 14 feet away, and there's the rebound by Dedmon. Dedmon's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. To the wing right side, Dorsey passes to Maggette. Well, Steve, with the rise of NBA message boards and increased coverage from beat writers, NBA players have plenty of opportunity to read up on opinions of what people are saying about that player. Is this something that is impossible to avoid? And do some players read fan opinions about themselves? Are they reading these critiques?
Yeah, I think they are. Some players read in too much. Fans have a voice, but you don't have to read the good or the bad. But going back to the beat writers, I think a lot of times a beat writer is one of those guys that you see every day, and you're looking to challenge him when he writes something bad, and also you want to pat him on the back when he writes something good. But I think you got to look at the beat writer and understand he's doing his job. You got to kind of separate that. But a lot of times when there's a beat writer interact with a player, a lot of times it's bad, especially if the beat writer has written something negative toward the player. I wish they can separate those guys, and also the players can separate the beat writers from fans.
Here's Dedmon, and it's off from 3-point range. The Pelicans have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. Here's Randall. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. Collins kicks to Dorsey. Pass to Collins. Maggette outside. Collins dishes to Dedmon. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
Jackson passes to Mirotic. Back to Jackson. Mirotic the screen. The drive by Jackson. Here's the 3. Randall no good. Atlanta shooting only 32% from the field. Plenty of signs of struggle by this offense today. Here's Maggette. Good on the triple.
I mean, just a good shooter taking what the defense allows. Finds some space out beyond the arc.
It's Crawford on the wing. It's tipped. Now the Hawks moving it the other way. Jumps up. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
And a late reaction by the defense makes that one a no contest.
You know, he got out before people could turn their heads, and he's already gone with no hesitation.
And this is the first season where we have ads on jerseys in the NBA with the teams. Gut reaction, Steve, now that you've seen the ads on the jerseys, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I don't like it because I know it's going to start to add up. Well, we're not going to even be able to see the player's name and the logos. It's just going to be ads everywhere. I understand it, but I don't like it.
You know, I can see it for practice jerseys. I can see it maybe when you're selling it retail to the fans. but, I mean, isn't there enough advertising already? I mean, let's that's one of the great things about keep it as pure as possible. I get the European deal, but there's so much money here, it would seem like this is just an add-on that doesn't need to be added on.
Kevin, I'm totally in agreement with you. I think practice jerseys, like you said, selling the jerseys maybe, but I think also maybe at the All-Star game, you can fill those guys up for that one game. But I would love to keep it pure, getting a chance to just see those uniforms the way they are.
Two shots.
First one falls for him. Alex Len's checked in for Atlanta. The Pelicans also changing it up. Diallo, he's checked in for Mirotic. DeAndre Liggins checks in for Jordan Crawford. And Moore subbed in for Jackson.
No way he is happy with himself right now. He knows he has to knock every shot down at this point in the game.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Pelicans.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
No doubt they came in very motivated to win this one and finish the season series at a game apiece.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Julius Randle.
What you like about his approach at the offensive end today, once he got into a rhythm, he stayed focused. That's why the points just kept coming.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. .56 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Maggette outside. Len a screen. Collins kicks to Dorsey. Maggette dishes to Collins. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer. They get it back. Len can't connect from short range.
Oh, I don't believe that. He's better than that. Come on.
Picked by Randle. And Liggins kicks to Randle. And Randle throws it down.
And just putting the finishing touches on this one, they have been on fire.
I mean, a fantastic run. The guys are really clicking, and the scoreboard reflects that.
And there's the pass to Collins. Passes it to Dorsey. Here's the screen. He kicks it to Collins. Len passes to Dorsey. The Hawks again can't hit. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. With Elfrid Payton, bench was big tonight. How confident are you in their abilities?
Very confident. Those guys work on their games. They know that time's going to come, and then when the opportunity comes, they're ready for it. So I'm very confident in all my teammates.
Well, they had your back tonight, Elfrid. Thanks. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, David Aldridge, Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you next time.